I'm Joe Barron and I play the bass.
Come down here.
I'm Blake and I play the guitar.
Tim Kingstrom, saxophone.
Zach Spicer, I just want everybody to have a good time.
AKA drums.
I'm Sam and I play trombone.
Brandon Pulphus, rapper.
I'm Flutessa, I play the flute.
Space Monkey Mafia. There's a few different stories as to that connect the pieces of the origin of Space Monkey Mafia.
Very controversial.
Yeah, two of those stories being our original drummer Riley Jacobson. He produced our first two records and was our drummer for years. He and I tried to get a band going back in college, and I think like 2015, maybe even 2014, and it never really got going. It was really slow moving. We were like just trying to start a ska band, and then this guy over here, Blake Foster, came up to me. We were all attending McNally Smith College of Music at the time, and Blake Foster came to me and was like, "Hey, I need a bass player for my senior recital." And I was like, "Oh, great! Who's playing drums?" He was like, "Oh, I don't have a drummer yet." So then I introduced Blake and Riley. And we were doing rehearsals for Blake's recital, and that was when we started getting all the horn players in the mix. And yeah, we kind of just realized, Riley and I had that thought of like, oh, maybe it's not too late. Like maybe the ska thing could work out. And then like the recital for Blake's senior recital went so well that everyone was just in agreement that like to keep the gears going and to start a band out of it. And that was kind of when Blake took the torch and started really getting the gears going on Space Monkey Mafia. That was 2015, 2016, I think. Yeah, 2015. I love it, honestly. Like I personally have been keeping tabs on like the national ska scene for a little while now, especially with all the bands coming out of like Bad Time Records. And there's a new record label that just launched in California that I'm really into all the bands coming out of that, and I think that's Pay Attention. And yeah, but just the communities that are coming out of all those ska bands, I just think is really cool. Like all the people with Bad Time just do such a good job at keeping their fans educated on what's going on around them in the ska scene. And that's what has been really cool for me.
It's been really exciting. Yeah, been in the scene for a little over 10 years or so, going to ska shows in high school and something like that. It's the most coverage, most press I've seen ska music get since I've been in the scene. So yeah, what can I say aside from that? It's very exciting.
And there's a lot of good records coming out. I just feel like there's been a lot of good records, ska records that come out in the last few years. And there's been a lot even just this year so far. And then yeah, like Joe mentioned, the Bad Time Records cats have been putting out, quality, just really doing it right. Their whole thing that they're doing. So it's super inspiring to see that going on. And then just like, Billy's wearing a Prize Fighters t-shirt. It's great to have our, the Prize Fighters throwing down locally here. They're doing the whole, kind of traditional ska thing, and they're great. So yeah, it's just a cool scene to be a part of, and I'm glad it's, seeing a resurgence. And, for us that have always been there, in the ska scene, it's just great to see so many people, coming out and, because it's an awesome scene and it's an awesome genre.
Since the early days of ska, dating back to like the 60s, it's always been a genre that's like politically charged and has been very anti-racist. And now that that's like become the forefront of the conversation today, with everything going on here in Minneapolis, in Brooklyn Center, it's cool. Like I just heard the new Mighty Mighty Boss Tones record, and they have a song on it called it's like a song for Georgie.
Killing of Georgie.
Yeah, the killing of Georgie. Yeah, and it's like they've been singing about this stuff all along, but like now that it's like it's part of like a larger conversation that everybody's having, it's cool to see that like the genre is also being like brought to the forefront of it.
Space Monkey Mafia, we're the ska band with like a little bit of jam in there, and so I think what that means to me is like taking a little time for solos and stuff like that, but also collaborating with people and maybe having more features or something like that.
Taking chances.
More than your average ska band would have in terms of features. So being able to collaborate with our friends and bring them up for some songs is really, that's where things get real exciting.
Well, I'm Brandon, and I'm here to basically make everything up on the spot while they all jam. We were here last time with Max, last time we were at Day Block. So we've pretty much doing the same thing. They jam, we jam, we're just crossing the genres together. I'm also a part of a collective called Fair Play Entertainment with my friend Nerd D, DJ Hayes, Tupac the Word. There's a bunch of us. It's a new collective. We're in the city and we're trying to expand and do as much as we can as far as crossing over the genres like ska, for example, or rock or whatever we can. So this is really cool to see.
Hope that it's cold. Tell all my partners I got it. You in the lane, we on the paper like 8. Probably performing and starting like what can I say? Sipping that bump to the bed. No USB in my wallet, up in the bouquet. Hendrix on the rocks, I'm a fucking with some exotic. I think in the picture they put about. You plug it in London, I need a house. If shorty got cane, get straight to the face. Bet that I'm blowing his pictures out. I just put the body, don't need the clout. Your boy need a girl with a million mouth. You be on the beat, I'ma beat it down. You got on my team on the city ground. To fire with an iron soul.